Hi everybody and welcome back. It's Benita here with your August forecast. So today the chaos die did show up on the table, but it was about picking a dice that didn't end up on the mat, rolling that and replacing it, which I have done. So I'm going to start off with the core. In the core we have a couple of die. This one represents tin and this one represents oppression. And it's kind of sitting on the edge and it's saying this is very personal this month. And it might be feeling oppressed. It might be feeling like you're facing a situation that isn't an easy one, isn't one that you're able to see a clear path through externally. And I'll explain why I emphasize that in a minute. Tin is basically saying take the whole thing together. See how the different elements of the reading work together, and they very much do this month. So let's start off with the past and move our way around the circle. So in the past, we have the separation, and that one can mean your parents went through a divorce or some kind of breakup, or you went through one. And then we have the alley cat, which is about things that are broken, things that fall apart. It can even be your feeling of having been abandoned. And then we have the wand, which is all about using your common sense, using your intellect and your intuition to make the best of what you learned from that situation. So it's saying you can't change the past, you went through pain, but what are you learning from it now? Because we can either go, oh, you know, I'm so unhappy that my past was the way it was and I'm going to feel miserable about it and blame other people for it. Or we can say, okay, that's what happened. How can I grow from that? And sometimes we do have core patterns that get stuck in early childhood, that part of us that gets triggered about abandonment. Every time something small doesn't go the way we want it to, and we feel like, oh, that person's busy, they've abandoned me. And we know as adults that doesn't make sense, but those parts that are triggered are very young. So I do have techniques that I've developed as a coach to help you actually connect with those parts of yourself and give them the love and the support that they need so they no longer trigger the abandonment pattern whenever something brings that type of experience up for them. When we look at our foundation, we have this sailor's knot. And it's all about taking the simple things in life and bringing them together in a way that makes sense. So again, you're taking the experiences of the past and you're reframing them in your mind to say, okay, what was I meant to learn from that? How do I go forward? Using your past experiences as a kind of springboard to the next stage of your development, so you don't get stuck in the past. And also under foundation, we have water. We have this wave, which is basically saying things are always moving. We can't hang on to anything because it, slips off on the next wave and a new wave comes in. So stop trying to hang on to things and keep them the way you think they should be, because maybe that feels safe or comfortable for you. And we have this little gift box, and this is about either being given a gift or giving one. And in this case, I read this as what's happening in the present is a gift, even if it doesn't look like it. It's accepting things as they are and as they are becoming. The other die we have under present is this little hourglass. And the hourglass is about time moving on, people moving on, situations that you thought would be a certain way aren't. It might be the dissolution of a long-term friendship. It might be that you move or somebody else moves. It might be a change in job that you never thought would happen. Maybe a career drops away to make space for you to contemplate your next career. But it's basically saying time marches on. Don't try to hang on to things. This experience in the present might be discombobulating, but it's just part of the journey. As the dice in the center, the tin dice said, it's all part of the same journey, so don't think of it as disparate things. And in fact, the card that we got for this month is the Alley Man card, which is saying, stop waiting for some stranger to come along and rescue you. Know that you have all the resources you need internally to figure this out and walk your path. So the next dice we have is about an exchange. So this can be receiving or giving money or whatever the exchange is. There's a transaction occurring there. So it's basically saying, again, this whole situation, don't get bogged down in it. There's a transaction occurring that ultimately is going to lead to transformation, which is what the next dice is about. It's all about transformation. It's showing up under momentum, saying that everything that's going on in the present, all the things that are leaving, making space for whatever's supposed to come in next, is meant to fuel a transformation for you. So don't try to control the external. Don't try to hang on to people or situations that are leaving you, that are moving on. It's the universe making space for what's next. And if you want that transition to be as smooth as possible, you need to go with it. And you need to trust that you have those inner resources born of the difficulties you experienced early in life to get you through the situation. The next dice is the Mask. And what it's saying is some of the work that you're doing on yourself now is meant to be done quietly. It's not meant to be broadcast to the world. This is inner work. So it's sitting quietly, it's going within, it's saying, what is this current situation bringing up for me? What am I supposed to learn from that? How am I supposed to move forward? If you project it out into the world and you're talking about it, you'll actually dissipate the energy that's building to help you with that transition. So just sit with yourself, sit with your stuff. It's not about talking about it. And the next card we have is the Butterfly, also a symbol of transformation. These are both showing up under the future to say transformation is coming. Just try to trust whatever's dropping away in the present is because it's not a reflection of the person you're becoming. So let it go. Let it be. The next dice, it shows a broken bowl, and it's suggesting a couple of things. Some things are just meant to break down. Other things might not be, in which case you need to look at, have I neglected something where I was supposed to give more attention, where I was supposed to bring more awareness to it? So that's a two-sided one you want to think about. And it's right on the borderline of future and fated. In other words, it's saying it's either your fate that something is falling apart and is meant to, or it's part of what you've created through neglecting a situation that you should be paying attention to. You'll want to sit with that one. Under inevitable, we have the Candle, and it's basically saying, don't shine a light on this inner work you're doing. Don't really share it with the world until you've shifted more on it. Because quite frankly, if you're out there going, hey, yeah, I'm doing such and such, and everybody's going, oh, that's great. All of that congratulatory energy really makes it easy for you to go, oh, well, everybody thinks I'm doing great now. I don't need to do that work. Sit in the grittiness of it and don't discuss it at that point because you haven't shifted enough to get that kind of feedback and not wash your hands of your situation. Okay, another thing under inevitable is these cards. And it's basically saying, play the cards you're dealt. Don't complain about the situation. It's all happening for a purpose. Just accept it. Under fated, we have the binary. And it's saying, adopt a broader view. It's very easy to get stuck in, that person should have known better. I should have been treated this way. I should be able to have such and such at this time in my life. Instead of going, there's a broader plan at work that I might not fully understand, but I'm open to it. Every time a door has closed for me, truly a window has opened that I didn't expect, that took me to a better experience than I could have imagined for myself. So just keep that in mind, that all of this has a purpose. The last dice is really interesting, and it's the one that showed up where the chaos dice was originally. So it shows a feather pen, and it's under beyond. So what it's saying is, as you do this transformative work and you're ready to move on to the next part of the cycle, you want to place some kind of intent. We can either get stuck in, I should have got, I should have had, they should have done this, which leads us nowhere. It just puts us in victim mode. Or we can say, okay, the universe is lining things up for the next stage of my development. The universe is pushing me up against my stuff so that I can grow. So what sort of intention do I want to place about my growth going forward? Do you see how that takes you out of victim mode? Instead of this is happening to me, we go, this is happening for me. How do I want to be guided forward? What do I want to intend for myself in terms of my growth? And we're not talking about, I want to make a 6-figure income. I want the house on the hill. We're talking about, this is the kind of person I want to become. This is how I want to grow spiritually. I'm going to create that aim, because then it takes everything that's going on this month and gives it a direction in which to go and fuel the creation of the next step in your life. So that's what I'm getting for August. I'm going to pop in at some point tomorrow and do some free mini readings. So do check in tomorrow. I would absolutely love to see you, pull a card for you. I hope you're all having a fabulous evening, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.